100 rupees. 100 रुपए में क्या मिलता है आजकल? What exactly do you get in 100 rupees? Probably a coffee costs more than 100 rupees today. But let me tell you that that's exactly the budget I have today to travel from Namma Bengaluru to Tumkur. And for that reason, with me, I have the Hero's Super Splendor XTEC, a bike which has literally moved the nation. And that's exactly why we chose this, because there is absolutely no other companion which can achieve this feat. But how is it going to be possible? For which we are going to do a proper mileage test, and during the course of the ride, we'll let you know the experience of riding this vehicle. The best way to calculate the accurate mileage of the Super Splendor XTEC was of course using the full tank method. We stopped by a reliable fuel station and filled the motorcycle to its brim and closed the cap. Once done, it was time to hop onto this futuristic motorcycle and brace ourselves for adventure that we have been long waiting for. The sun had barely risen and the cool morning breeze whispered promises of adventure. Our destination of the day was Tumkur, a serene city located about 70 kilometers from Bangalore. What better way to experience this journey than the sleek Hero Super Splendor XTEC? As I left the city limits and entered the outskirts, the tall buildings gave way to vast green fields. The ride was becoming even more enjoyable with cool wind against my face and the steady hum of the bike. The roads were wide and well paved, allowing me to open the throttle a little more while maintaining a steady speed. The Super Splendor XTEC's 5-speed gearbox was a pleasure to operate, offering a perfect blend of power and control. The soft glow of morning sun bathed the fields in golden hues, creating an idyllic atmosphere for a ride. The bike's telescopic hydraulic shock absorbers absorbed bumps and undulations with great ease, and I was completely impressed by how the bike remained stable even at higher speeds. Around 30 kilometers into the journey, we made a brief pit stop at a local roadside shop. That wasn't a normal shop because this was the famous Tate Idli shop in Birdi. The Tate Idlis of Birdi are famous for a reason. It's definitely one of the best idlis I've ever had. I mean, they're completely different from what you see normal idlis, and this particular region is very famous for it, and that's why we took this detour to reach Tumkur instead of taking the conventional highway. When you're doing fuel efficiency runs, it's very important to pay attention to smaller details that will help you save every single drop of fuel. Of course, I would do anything to save fuel when I'm doing a mileage test, of course considering all the safety parameters in check. But I don't have to worry much because Hero has my back here. They have equipped the Super Splendor with i3S start-stop technology. Just like cars has start-stop, the same tech has been moved to motorcycles as well. And what this does in simple words is, when the bike is idle in traffic, I can switch off the bike all by itself. In fact, the bike switches all on by itself, and just by pressing the clutch, the bike starts. Not just it's convenient for me to, restart the engine, this also helps me greatly by improving the fuel economy of this motorcycle. Now, some people might argue that अगर थोड़ी देर के लिए सिग्नल में खड़ा होना है, so this might damage the engine, because every now and then you don't want the engine to do this, say every minute or something. And that's why Hero has gone one step ahead. They have an option to disable this i3S. I can switch it off and switch it on from the switch here, and that's how exactly this is going to help me run the bike with absolutely stunning fuel economy, which we're going to find out very shortly. And of course, considering the fact that this has a very long and comfortable seat, this was one of the top parameters for us to pick this motorcycle for this run. Now, and Hero has made sure that this bike is not just focused on fuel economy. Hero knows that people in the tier 2, tier 3 segments, and of course in tier 1 cities also, are not just concerned about fuel economy anymore. They want a reliable bike, they want a fuel economical bike, and more importantly, they want a bike which is very hand in hand with tech. And that's exactly the reason you have this nice, beautiful digital speedometer here. There's a digital fuel meter as well. Now the interesting part is, there are 2 trip meters in this motorcycle, and we are going to use the trip A to calculate the mileage of this bike. which is going to be very easy. I don't have to do the subtraction, addition and all that for the odometer. I can directly check the trip meter here and do the mileage calculations. One thing that I really liked is you have a proper USB charger here. Trust me on this, it's one of the most underrated thing, especially on a motorcycle, because जब आप remote जगह पे जाते हो, जैसे you cannot see any person here for like kilometers and kilometers together, and finding a charging socket or whatever is going to be very challenging, and that's why you have this USB charger in this particular motorcycle. And one genuine feature which I really appreciate in the Super Splendor XTEC is the side stand indicator. Now the coolest part is this does not just indicate that तुम्हारी bike का side stand on है, but in case the side stand is on, like in this particular case, and I turn on the bike is going to switch on. But the moment I slot it into the first gear, the bike turns off automatically. Now this is very important, as it prevents the rider from riding the bike when the side stand is enabled. This is a massive safety parameter, small but a very useful feature. Overall, this bike is not just about fuel economy and other things, it's like a proper complete package in a very economical cost to make your lives much easier. So we have refueled the fuel. Now we have traveled for just about 70 kilometers, which is exactly the distance between Bangalore and Tumkur. And we have topped up the fuel, and we are going to check out what is the actual real world highway mileage of this Hero Super Splendor XTEC. I'm super excited for this calculation. And as you can see, we have traveled for 70.2 kilometers in 0.86 liters of fuel. So it's 70.2 divided by 0.86, which is 81.62 Kmpl. This is the mileage that we have got in this Super Splendor XTEC. But was our ride to Tumkur actually more economical than a cup of coffee? Let's find out in reality. So I'm going to have the most economical, the most cheapest coffee possible here at this coffee shop. So a cup of cappuccino has costed me about 240 rupees. The Super Splendor XTEC emerges as a compelling choice for those seeking a feature-rich, fuel-efficient and a comfortable commuter motorcycle. Its broad range of features, affordability and low maintenance cost make it a well-rounded package. If you're a rider seeking a balance between performance, comfort and of course the robust and phenomenal fuel efficiency, the Splendor XTEC is ideal, offering a comfortable ride with impressive fuel economy.